Okay, we got time for maybe one more?
We have one more. My daughter wants my negative voice out of her head, says Sandra. My mother's voice is still in my head, and I'm over 60. Her interpretation of my voice is constant manipulation. What am I manipulating? What does manipulation mean in the brain of a 20-something-year-old? Any answer would help.
Okay, let me see here. Now, the daughter wants my negative voice out of her head. So this is being written by a mother,
Correct.
right? And she's saying,
Yes.
my daughter wants my negative voice out of her head. I think this is something I need more information about. Is this still her down here, mother of three?
Yeah, she's a mother of three. Her daughter's 27, and she's struggling with communication. The mother acknowledges the feelings of blame, the blame game. She knows that is not good for the relationship. And the daughter is like, I don't want any contact with you. Let's text. And the mother thinks it's the boyfriend that's coming in and putting false things in her head. But she seeks to understand the meaning behind manipulation in the perspective of young adults.
Sandra, I think my best advice to you is to recognize that you are dealing with a different generation. And you want to remember that life is a marathon, not a sprint. And what I mean by that is your daughter is likely to go through different phases, different moods, different priorities in her life. And who knows what's motivating her thoughts and feelings right now. The best advice that I could give you at this point is to be patient and try and meet her where she is and take away as many of the things you possibly can that give her an excuse to be critical. You say you're grappling with this whole new generation of no contact, working through text, doing things the way she wants to do, but the end result is that you have a long-term, ongoing quality relationship with your daughter. And if right now she's labeling you as manipulating her, I would say to do three things. Number one, try to see things through her eyes first. That's going to be difficult, but try and say, okay, what could I be doing that she considers manipulative? Remember, you are an authority figure in her life. Are you asking questions that she sees as judgmental or accusatory? Does she find it difficult to be accountable to you in some way? And is there something that she's hearing in your voice that she heard when she was a teenager and maybe wasn't doing a great job? So she hears that in your voice now, and it causes her to recoil. If she's telling you, look, let's just text back and forth right now. And you go, wow, that's really impersonal. Well, okay, but maybe right now she needs that because she's feeling crowded. Meet her where she is right now. Say, look, not my first choice, but if that's what you need right now, let's give that a try for a while and see if maybe, just maybe, backing off like that's like what's she going to complain about now? Maybe you've got a good friend or a husband, someone you love and trust that can look at the text messages you're going to see and tell you honestly, that's guilt-inducing. I mean, if you started out by saying, well, here's your big shot text, no, you don't want to send that. That's judgmental and it's going to be off-putting. So maybe you don't want to do that. Have somebody check and make sure that your resentment's not coming through. Truly give it a shot and see if you can take away anything that she has a legitimate right to complain about. Maybe she starts saying, hey, thanks for giving this a chance my way. And she sends you a picture of your grandkids and that sort of thing. Maybe she starts to come back around your direction. So my first advice is recognize this is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient. My second advice is to meet her where she is by trying things her way for a while and see if that turns it around. My third piece of advice is have some forgiveness in your heart. She may be at a difficult time in her life and making not the best choices. Maybe there is a guy in her life that's trying to steer her away from you. Maybe she has a bad mood when she gets through talking to you and he's saying, look, this is not helping you, blah, blah, blah. And she's torn between the two. Just be forgiving and communicate the message. Hey, I love you. I stand here with open arms and open heart anytime, no matter what you say, what you do. I'm always here for you. I love you. And I hope we can take this to a more personal level at some point. But hey, that's your schedule. When you do that, it's real hard to criticize. Be patient. Look at it again in 90 days. Not in 9 days, 90 days. And see what happens. Sometimes you get the best results if you back off a little bit. The fastest way from A to Z is not always at the most feverish pace. Give it some thought.